Was anything easy? What was sort of going through your mind when you're spitting up that lead?
Well, the thing about it, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. And, we made it hard on ourselves down the stretch, but I thought we showed a lot of resiliency down the stretch, fighting through, and to close out on the road is one of the hardest things to do in the NBA. I don't care who you are, what team you are, it's very difficult to do. Now, we made it hard on ourselves with turnovers and not getting stops, but I thought we kept fighting. And we were down 2 with 3 minutes to go or something like that, and we just kept fighting, kept scratching, and kept competing. And that's what you got to have. This team, first of all, congratulations. Those guys did a heck of a job. A well-coached team, hard-playing team. That team is going to be a heck of a team to deal with in the future just because of how hard they play, their length, their defensive approach. They changed it up tonight. They stopped blitzing as much and got us into more of a one-on-one game, and we fell into the trap. And we got to do a better job of executing in the third quarter. So, again, we didn't think it was going to be easy, Doug, but we made it harder than it needed to be.
Hey, Coach, what was happening there? They were missing free throws. Obviously, Giannis played 47 minutes. He was gassed. Mm-hmm. It got really frantic there on both sides, didn't it?
No question, it did. But they were missing free throws, and they were getting to the paint. And we were gassed also. Our guys were gassed, and we just didn't have the toughness offensively to fight through some of the reaching and grabbing and bumping, and that we knew it was going to be like. I don't know how many fouls we had in the fourth quarter. Wasn't very many. We didn't get to the free throw line very much. So, but we got to learn to play through that physicality and not cough the ball up and get quality shots. But again, Milwaukee, my hat is off to them because their defensive toughness is going to be a thing to deal with in the future.
Dwane, Frank Zuccarelli, Toronto Sun. Just wondering, well, first of all, congrats. The way they competed, how they challenged you, how do you think that's going to serve you guys going into the next series?
Well, we got to learn from it, Zick. That's the most important thing is knowing how hard it is to win on the road. Our veteran guys should know it, but to close out a series on the road in a hostile, great crowd here, great environment, and once they woke up, once they started getting back in, they were into it. So, but again, we got to learn from it, and most of all, understand what got us the lead, and not forget how to, not think it's over. I think we was up 15 or 16 points with 6 minutes, 7 minutes to go, whatever it was, and I think we thought it was over with, and it's not. The three-point ball in this league is so lethal that you relax, and it'll get another team back into the game quickly.
Coach, Gabe Stoltz, brewhoop.com. Thon Maker was quite the presence in the first quarter, 4 blocks. Did you feel like you guys were able to gain momentum when he went off the court in the second quarter and Henson was out there?
Well, again, I know he got in foul trouble, Monroe and he both, but their perimeter players did a heck of a job. Giannis did a heck of a job on the perimeter defensive. They were switching a lot. And they did a heck of a job of making sure they switched, and then they were coming back and trapping after it, but it was a late trap. And we did not do a good job of executing against it. That's something we're going to have to look at in case we see it again.
Steve Eschman, NBA.com. I know you just came off this victory, but you're going to see Cleveland again. How is Cleveland different from Milwaukee in terms of style?
I have not even watched Cleveland. I saw them during the season. They're Cleveland, Steve. I'm not trying to be but we just got through with this one. I promise you I haven't looked at them. Our staff is, whoever has the next game. And again, I couldn't tell you very much about Cleveland.
Based on last year's series
Yeah.
against the Cavaliers, what are you hopeful that your team can do this time around?
Well, again, you still have to win on the road. Winning in Cleveland is difficult. We know what we're facing. I don't know exactly what they're doing, what we're going to do against them. Hopefully we got a couple of days now to review what they're doing. We have a good idea of what they're about and who they are, but to say what exactly they are, I couldn't answer that right now.
Dwane, Andrew Wagner, Sports Exchange. Just how tired do you guys and the guys get of hearing yourselves ripped off or you're written off or the same old Raptors every time something just doesn't seem to break your way in the series? Do you feel, I don't want to say disrespected, but is it a little frustrating?
Well, again, we just a team up north that, we don't get a lot of respect, and I like that. I like the fact that teams don't really And, you know, people don't really give us the credit, our players the credit that they deserve. It's always somebody better. It's always something better. It's always, we're not this, we're not that, we don't do this, we don't do that. And quietly, we can go about our job. So that doesn't bother me at all. Matter of fact, I think we're better with our backs against the wall and instead of smoke blowing up us, you know. So, you know, I think we're better from that standpoint. I know we are. So, again, the league is what it is. People feel about us the way they feel. But I know what we have in that locker room. We got some fighters and scrappers in the locker room. The guys are going to compete. And like Doug said earlier, we make it hard on ourselves sometimes, but at the end of the day, they're going to go down swinging.
Eric Crane, The Athletic. You said that the traps came maybe a little less often or a little less aggressively tonight. How do you think DeMar in particular handled that? And it seemed like he got to the paint fairly regularly in the first half.
He did against their just regular switches, Eric. I got to look at it and see exactly how he did against the blitzes and traps. But they were trapping with guards, and then they were what we call Laker Redding them out, or Dallas them out, and coming back and trapping again. So they were doing a unique type of trapping, especially in the fourth quarter. And I got to look and see exactly where they were coming from and how DeMar handled it. Again, we didn't handle it well. Whatever they were doing, switching, trapping, we didn't execute well down the stretch.
Dwane, that corner three by Corey, that was a design play, I take it?
I mean, yeah, it was after a pick and roll and
Yeah.
count him in rotation, yes.
And secondly, how do you think Kyle has played since his back stiffness?
Well, I don't know. I'll see. He was out there. I don't know if he was 100% Zick, but I thought he was competing, scrapping for loose balls. But again, just the way our physicality in the fourth quarter is something we got to look at. Whether getting fresh bodies in there, even then, those guys went in and we were coughing up. So we got to look at it. But again, at the end of the day, I loved our resiliency. I love why our guys didn't cave in. I've seen a lot of teams. I've coached in a lot of teams that would have caved in under that type of pressure, that arena, the crowd, the situation. Game 6, you could take your foot off the pedal and have Game 7 at home, and our guys kept competing. So I'm gonna go with the positive.
Last two questions. Go ahead, Mike. Case, you talk about, keeping that composure. Was there somebody in the huddle, who helped you keep that composure down the stretch? Was there somebody in the huddle making that?
No, we were all the coaches, all the players were saying, hey, keep playing, keep fighting, keep scratching. Corey was very adamant about, hey, we be strong with the ball. Everybody, we were all preaching the same thing, but we weren't getting it done on the court. So, again, they're long, they're difficult to play. I'm telling you, that team is a difficult defensive team to play against with their length. But everybody we were all singing the same song. Make sure we take care of the ball, spacing, zip passes. You can't split through the pick and roll situations the way we were trying to. We lost our composure a little bit, but again, we found a way to scratch it through, and that's what good teams do.
Eric Name, ESPN Milwaukee. Giannis plays about 47 minutes. I think the fourth quarter he defends DeRozan as well. Was he kind of the catalyst for that comeback there, or what did you see as far as why that comeback?
I tell you what, that young man is going to be something special, defensively and offensively. Especially if he starts knocking down those shots the way he did in a series. He's almost impossible to guard because he's so long. He was getting to the rim and painting one spin. And again, we didn't get there quick enough in the help situation, but he's very difficult offensively and defensively. He covers a lot of space. He was picking up DeMar at full court, turning him, playing the passing lane, getting back, getting in the next passing lane. So he's a handful himself. He's a one-man wrecking crew. And the staff here they've done a great job with that young man.